Oh, hi! And welcome to The Cup, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where the tea is piping hot and we are always ready to spill. I'm Logan Murphy, just a gay, here again with my very large cup. It's a cup. I don't care if it's technically a tumbler or whatever the fuck you want to call it. It's a cup.
It counts. Okay.
It counts.
And hey, baddies, it's your girl, Tajja with the fatty, here to give you some tea for you and me.
Yes. I love that I finally found my intro. Because I've been testing that.
It's work in progress.
I've been testing that and I'm like, just a gay. So, like, I kind of like that. So, and we are here to talk about a very whelming episode of The Amazing Race. Just whelming.
Just whelming.
Whelmed. We were whelmed this week, Tajja.
Not over, not under.
Just whelmed. Yes. So, we're going to dive into the second leg. We're still in Corsica, which we love. Love the scenery. So I was very happy to see us stay in Corsica. We're going to talk about all the things. Tajja, it's been a minute since you've been on for Amazing Race.
Listen, I have been so busy. I've been folding socks, sweeping stuff under the rug.
Sure.
But I finally made it back.
Yes.
My people got back, we just can't wait to watch more of this and, spill some tea.
Good. What have you thought of the season so far? Very that.
Really enjoyable. It was pretty nice seeing them coming back and just the challenges and some of the things I've watched. I'm like, oh my God, I would love to do that. But then I'm like, I get winded walking up the stairs. So I'm like, all that running and it's just maybe one day if they ever, I don't know. But it's been pretty good. It's been a pretty good season. Not too shabby.
It honestly, now that this is episode 7 technically, but we're in week 6, which is how we're distinguishing everything anymore.
Right.
We're sort of getting like a whole overall view about what the season is looking like, all that kind of stuff. And for me, there's still a few episodes to go, but this is definitely going to fall like completely middle of the road for me. I'm happy we have a season to discuss because of, the Panda Express of it all. I'm very happy that we have a season to talk about, but they're not really providing the drama in the way that I would like to see the drama.
Yeah. I don't know if them leaving because of COVID and coming back, they kind of just it just put a different feel and a different spin on everything. But in terms of the drama and giving it's just very lukewarm, maybe just.
Well, and I think all of the teams that would have provided some sort of drama didn't come back because of the pandemic.
Yeah. That's what I said. They kind of throw a wrench in everything, and it's kind of like, meh.
We're gonna finish out the season because someone needs to win $1 million. And that's where we're at with it. But yes, let's dive into our second leg in good old Corsica, which is now on my list of places to visit, based on everything we've seen.
It's just the beauty, and I'm such a tourist. I will go and have 1,000 pictures of just the sun, just things like that.
Oh,
and they're bro, what you do? I'm it's just so breathtaking. And it's one of those things you have to see in person just to take it all in.
Absolutely. So we start the leg. They're doing this splitting. We're doing heats are leaving the pit stop at the same time, which I think is a cute way to sort of combat the pandemic of it all. Yeah. So we see Kim and Penn and Raquel and Kayla leaving first, and they have to drive themselves in these cute little convertibles, I will say.
And they let us know, I don't know if there's like some ad placement going on, but they're like, these convertibles are so cute. Oh, these blah, blah, blah. Oh, look that. And I'm like,
I'm pretty sure they were.
There wasn't like a little pop-up on the side.
Were they not Volkswagen? And I think that we saw the logos a few times, maybe. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised.
They wasn't being slick. We knew what was going on.
No. So they leave first. They're driving themselves to this watchtower somewhere in the middle of Corsica. I didn't write down locations. I'm so sorry. Like it. Blah. But they drive to a watchtower and they get to try one of Corsica's delicacies.
Mm-hmm.
Maggot cheese.
And the fact that they didn't get any water or anything to drink, and you heard when they was chewing it, that was
dry bread with
maggots.
Literally dry bread with what I only assume to be a dry, crunchy cheese because of these live maggots. Like, I will say, as someone with like, I wouldn't say an iron stomach because like dairy doesn't do well for me, but like as someone who's willing to try a lot of things, I think this would have been a really cool experience. I wouldn't necessarily have wanted to do it, but then I could be like, oh, in like an icebreaker situation. Fun fact, I've had maggot cheese. Smile. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like that would be a kind of cute thing, but I wouldn't like ever volunteer to do this.
Is that like a first date? Like, get to know me. Hi, I like long walks on the beach. I went to this college, and I've had maggot cheese.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Yeah. In Corsica, of all places, you know.
Right.
You know.
Watching, I was like, you know what? I've had worse. So.
Very that. No, very that.
I was like, maggot cheese wouldn't be that bad.
Right.
I was trying to like look. Were they alive maggots or?
They were moving.
See.
Well, because I guess what the whole process is that the maggots help like age the cheese, I guess. Which, like, cool. Sure.
Props to all them for eating it and
truly
really just I don't know. I would have done it because, you know, for $1 million.
Absolutely.
I'm
absolutely.
Eat yours too. Let's go. But the
literally.
fact that they didn't get any like liquid to like wash it down with, that was just like, because the trick for everyone who's watching, if you're ever doing a challenge where you have to eat something, the water, like you put the water in first, then you put the food in, then you drink the water. That's how people do shots. That's how people. Oh yeah. That's like a little tidbit.
See, I watched the challenge, and this is like nothing compared to like the challenge stuff. Well, okay, I used to watch the challenge. I don't watch it anymore because it's gotten boring. But but like I've seen them do much worse on the challenge. So this, I was like, I compared to some of the things I've seen on television, like I could do this. This wouldn't be like a huge issue,
right? Because the challenges have like ox tongue or balls.
Literally any crazy shit you could think of.
Yeah, just very. But I was proud of everyone for, you know, taking it like champs. Good for them.
Yeah.
Kudos.
My two favorite parts in this specific part of the episode were Raquel and Kayla's facial expressions, because they were they were the first ones to get there, I think, and they were like
blinks, blink, blink.
Literally, and it's like, this is delicious.
All right, wait, who said something about this is the worst thing? No offense.
It was Raquel. I think it was Raquel. It was like, this is the worst thing I've had. No offense. And then the guy that's like standing there giving the maggot cheese is like,
he's like, I don't know what you're saying.
Literally.
That would have been me. I'd have been like, I'm like, it's so good, thanks.
And then I loved when Lulu and Lala finished it. They get in the car and Lala is like, hand me the water. I need it now.
I'm like, I need to wash this down. I can still feel them. I just, and just the fact that they're eating live bugs, it's just
literally.
Just.
But everyone makes it through. I think Penn was the only one that like fully threw up.
Which that was funny. He was like,
Literally.
I'm like, don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't do it, because then you'll have to eat more, probably. I don't know how it works. But yes, so after they eat their maggot cheese, respectfully, each team does it. Then we get the detour for the episode, which is row, row, row your boat, or gently down the stream. Row, row, row your boat. We have you row with this like transparent canoe, which I loved. I was like,
that
this
would be
is
so
cute.
interesting.
Right? So you have to paddle this transparent canoe and pick up and like pull these chains to get like your chosen color of like metal fish from under the water, collect 10, get back to the beach. And then
exercise.
Literally. And then gently down the stream, you get to go in this Aquavision submarine. And it's a memory challenge where you have to remember the order that the fish were in on your journey. Now, Miss Tajja, which one would you have wanted to do in this detour?
You see this. You see all this, right? I look like I'm a rope.
Uh-huh. Absolutely, girl.
I had a team, which I don't, maybe they were just like confuzzled from like everything going on. But if you have 4 people, 4 people, and what? How many fish were there? 8 or 10?
There were 10.
10. They should have done this from the beginning. Hey, you memorize this set. You memorize this set. You memorize this set. You memorize this set.
Well, yeah.
And I definitely would not have gotten my big ass in that see-through canoe and done that. I'd have been out of breath. I said, throw me under, throw me over.
Same. I also, like, I'm pretty decent with memory challenges, so I feel like if I were there in the moment, I would be able to do the gently down the stream one. I definitely wouldn't have wanted, like, the row over your boat seemed easier on paper, but then we'll talk about Ryan and Dusty doing it because they're the only ones that did it.
It was a mess.
They had a little bit of struggle, but I thought it was really cool. And there was this whole, like, agreement between Kim and Penn and Raquel and Kayla as, like, the 2 front teams. They were gonna work together for the bulk of the episode. There was a moment where like Raquel and Kayla like zoomed off after like Kim and Penn got instructions or whatever, and then it was resolved by the end of the episode. I was kind of confused by this whole thing. I was like, okay, whatever. Why are we resolved? Okay, whatever. And then they end up working together in the detour, and they work together very well because
you
had
my
one person
went in the top 2 or top 3, whatever, but still.
Yeah. I think my top 3 is the 2 of them plus Lulu and Lala, just because I like them a lot.
Yes.
That's kind of where I'm at.
Anyone besides the boys.
Pretty much.
Before I get dragged in the comments, I'm not
we're not. Lana and I have established that we're not team boys. They're nice to look at, but like
especially in those pink shorts. I was like, okay.
Oh yeah, I was like, hello, pink shorts. Okay.
But everything else, I was like,
I'm like, can you drop me a link? Because I would like those. Thank you. I would like to wear those every day of my life. But no. So I think Kim and Penn and Raquel and Kayla worked very well in this detour together because they had one team member from each team on opposite sides.
Smart.
And then also you had the benefit of Penn basically having a photographic memory from what it sounds like.
I was like, okay.
Kim was like, oh, Penn's got this. And I mean, he did. They got it on the first try.
And then memorizing things by like Barney, Spain.
Absolutely. That's how I would have done it.
That's exactly like, I'd be like, okay, Barney was first, then we went to Spain, then we blah, blah. That's a good way to memorize stuff. And the fact that there were 4 of them, kudos to y'all for working together very well. Especially
because so many of them looked like flags. And like flag knowledge is something that like if I ever go on The Amazing Race, that's gonna be like that's my thing. Like I think it's
well, I hope I go with you because
right. No, we would be a great team, not gonna lie. I think what is it? It's like vexology or something like that. It's like the study of flags. I took a whole damn course on it in college and I still don't know how it's pronounced. But like I love that shit. Like learning about flags, learning about like the origin of like different flags, all that kind of stuff. I love that. So for me, anything with flags, I'm like, yes, I got this. Period. Done. But yeah, so Kim and Penn and Raquel and Kayla worked very well together. Got through. Boom, shikak, boom, out of that detour. Lulu and Lala and Aruna and Natalia, on the other hand, were a bit of a mess. A little bit of a mess.
I just don't know why when they just didn't. I don't know. Like, kudos for them for trying, but they really, really should have set up something beforehand. Because, like you said, 2, 4, 6, 8 eyes are better than 4 or 2 or whatever. Yeah. But, like, y'all should have really set something up. And it ultimately did kind of bite them in the butt.
A little. But not before the only team that ends up doing the physical challenge. Shocker. Rusty. Like, shocker, they're going to pick the physical challenge. I'm truly shocked. But they end up having some troubles with this boat. They're going along,
It was so funny watching. I'm sorry. It was like...
so good.
They started sinking and stuff. I'd have been like, what the hell's going on?
Well, like, I noticed that they were like, I think Ryan was the one in the back who was like getting the fish. He was like tipping a little bit too much. And I noticed a little bit of water coming in, but I didn't really like acknowledge it until in confessional. They were like, and then we started sinking, and then we flipped the canoe over. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, as he's doing it, he's like literally like pushing water in with the thing. And I'm like, do you not see what you're doing? Like, do you not see this?
I will say it was incredibly impressive to me that they were like in the water, doggy paddling, and fully had like, obviously they have the strength to do it. And I don't know why I was impressed, but I was impressed when they like fully like launched the canoe upside down and it landed right side up with no water in it. I was like,
look, that was hot. I was like,
honestly, I was like, hello, yes, hi.
I'm like, what else are you trying to push up? You can do that? You trying to...
that part. But they end up getting it. They end up leaving the because I think so those 3 teams in the back kind of ended up getting to everywhere until the detour. They got everywhere like basically the same time and left it like basically the same time. But this was the moment where Ryan and Dusty, they kind of set out and started doing their own thing. And then Lulu and Lala and Aruna and Natalia were stuck doing. They had to do the Gently Down the Stream twice.
Yeah.
Because they didn't get it on the first time. See, if it was us, if we're a team and we have another team, I'm saying, okay, I'm going to take 1 and 2. Tajja, you take 3 and 4. You take 5 and 6. You take 7 and 8. And we'll all remember 9 and 10.
Yes. That is just,
like, I'm not doing this.
Much smarter. Plus, when they were checking it, did they have to check the fish individually? Like, when like, okay, this team's going to go up and see if this was it? Or were they all kind of like, hey, we all decide on this? Because if it was me, I'm like, I'm going to let the first team go.
No, 100%. I think they agreed on it, which is why they both like went back and did it.
No, I'm like, y'all go first. Yeah. If they get it wrong, I'm like, okay, look at which one they got wrong.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
No, 100%. Like, I would have done that too. I also probably would have wanted to be nice, but then in the back of my head, I'm like, it's $1 million. I don't care. Like,
right. Like, you're the good angel on the shoulder, and I'm like,
I'm
100%.
Fuck that. 100%. No, 100%. And so they end up having to do it again, which leads to them being late to the roadblock. And we get this cute roadblock at the southern tip of Corsica, I think it was. They were like at the southernmost point. I think it was who's ready to tie the knot or something.
It was, all I kept thinking was like, let's get naughty. Like, that's what I kept thinking.
Right.
In my head. Like, I was like, that would have been such a better one. Like, you ready 100%. To get naughty? But
who's ready to get naughty? Like, that would have been cute. Maybe not for CBS, but that would have been cute.
Right. I'm like, you know what? Let me know if y'all need writers for the rooms.
Right. We're here. We're giving y'all free content right now. Like,
yeah.
Hello. But yeah, so the roadblock was fixing these holes in fishing nets. So you had a whole big net to yourself, and then you had a person demonstrating how to fix the net. You basically had to like complete the square again where it had been ripped. And they like very easily had like a circle in like little yellow strings tied around like where you had to fix it.
It was very articulate and tedious. And I'm like,
yeah.
Couldn't have been me. I will say, when Homeboy put on his glasses, I was like, oh, like.
I mean, Penn is attractive. I'm not gonna lie.
He is such a daddy. Like,
literally, I'm like.
See, this is why Tajja was looking. I was like, hey.
This is why Tajja and I can't podcast together, because we thirst over the exact same people. It's difficult, but like, I love it. I'm so here for
He's fine as hell. Like, and he's so tall and just.
Kim, you did good, girl. Anyway. you did good. But yeah, so it's Penn. The first two teams get there. It's Penn versus Kayla in this roadblock situation. And as you said, Penn put on his good old nerd glasses. And I literally was watching it with my roommate. And I didn't have these on at the time. And I literally like walked over to my table and I was like...
You're like...
Because these are literally... I literally have the same glasses.
Because like... I can't see anything. Like, everything is so bright. And I'm like, I'd have been like, let me just...
Ooh, girl.
My spectacles.
Right. These are blue light. Like, I have 20/20 vision, but like... Well, I also have vertigo, so like...
Congratulations.
I'd rather have impaired eyesight and no vertigo, let's be honest.
True.
Vertigo's a bitch. I hate it. But no, I looked at myself in the mirror slight tangent. I looked at myself in the mirror the other day without glasses on, and I was like, this is weird, I don't like it. So I've just started wearing them in everyday life. I'm like, I've accepted this. I'm like, this is me now. Because like, I look, like to myself, I look really strange without glasses on. And I'm like, I don't know why, but I do. And then I put on glasses and I'm like, okay, this is better. This is fine. No clue why, but anyway, y'all needed to know that apparently.
Cutie.
Thanks, babe. So yes, it is Penn versus Kayla at the roadblock first, and then I think it was Ryan that did it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I still don't know who was who. I'm gonna be really honest.
I think
Ryan is the slightly taller one. Ryan is the slightly taller one.
I think Ryan is the one with a bigger jaw.
I think so.
And like
if I looked at a photo of them,
he sounds like the guy from Friends. I don't know which one, but the bigger jaw one.
Yes. I'm like trying to pull up a photo of them because I'm like, if I look at them, I can tell you who is who. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna screen share.
In fact, I can tell the twins apart.
Literally. Well, no, Lulu is the one with shorter hair.
Yeah.
That's like the distinguishing factor. It's fine. It is what it is. You know what? We're gonna do some mid-episode screen sharing. No, okay, so on the left, is it showing? Is it showing? I can't tell. Yeah, it is. Okay, on the left is Ryan, and on the right is Dusty.
Yes.
I know that to be sure.
Ryan's like the younger looking one.
Yes. Do they have heights on here? I'm kind of curious. No, I don't think so. Oh, but there's their social media in case you wanted to know.
Oh, hey, look, I'm about to hit them up.
Sure.
Like, if they won, I'm gonna hit them up. But if not, I'm like, y'all did your best.
Right.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. I'm still waiting. Like, Lana and I have been talking for a few episodes now. We're waiting for like a U-turn or something because there hasn't been one.
I don't know if they're not going to do that because they have like so much less people. But like that was kind of what the things I liked most about these is like the U-turns, the rewinds, like it's just like it was so good to watch and be like, you know, sometimes you get mad if your favorite team got like, you know, pause, rewind, U-turn, whatever. But
I was always mad when my favorite team went home in the U-turn, but like that's how the game works. Like, so I can't be like,
you have to
like this honestly. This, for better or worse, and I understand, again, we appreciate that this season happened given the Panakukin. Like, appreciative. But this feels like Diet Amazing Race. You know what I mean? Like, it feels like, oh, we're just racing to finish the race. Which is, like, fine, but then, like, spoiler, don't do a fucking non-elimination every other fucking episode.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it, because, oh boy. But Penn ends up winning the roadblock duel between him and Kayla. So they leave first. Kayla gets it shortly after. And then Ryan and Dusty are kind of at the roadblock for a little bit by themselves. Lulu and Lala and Aruna and Natalia eventually end up getting there shortly after. They're all doing roadblock situations. But in the meantime, we find out that team number 1 for this leg is Kim and Penn again. It's so unfortunate still that the only woman that has won a leg in this season of Amazing Race is Kim.
Yeah.
But also,
she's really
every
put her all into it.
Yeah, and I like her a lot, and I like them. But it's like, I need a team other than Ryan and Dusty or Kim and Penn to win a leg. Like, girls, where are you at?
And the girls have been trying so hard. Like,
they've been so close.
Second 2 times in a row. Spoiler alert, they got second.
Raquel and Kayla have been like
really putting their all into it. But one good thing that was said was they don't need to get first place in every leg. They need to just get first place in one, and that's the finale. And I'm like, that is such a good mantra to think about. Course. And I was just like, wow, that's like blew my mind.
Right? I'm trying to look up what they're okay. So we've gotten 3rd, 4th, 6th, and then that was before the break. And then after the break, they've been 3rd, 4th, 2nd. So they've been like very solid since the return. They're my realistic winner pick. Only because I feel like if the final 3, which it kind of seems like by editing, this is what the final 3 is going to be. Again, I have no clue. I don't subscribe to spoilers when it comes to Amazing Race, I'll be honest. It's like one of the few shows I don't. But if the final 3 is the flight attendants, the boys, and Kim and Penn, I feel like they have a really good shot, only because I feel like in the final leg especially, there's a lot of stuff that has to do with like memory and all that kind of stuff. And I feel like of the 3, Kim and Penn might have
strong and like athletic. I just don't feel like they're gonna be able to pull it out.
No. Speaking of the boys, they end up coming in 3rd. It was like their 2nd or 3rd leg, around like 3rd or 4th. So like whatever. And then at Tajja, and then it is the world's slowest foot race to decide for.
All I hear is like steps and heavy breathing, and I'm like, who got it?
And they're going up, and they're going up. They're literally going up 2 different paths, because I think Lulu and Lala ended up taking like a roundabout path. Because they get the same instructions. It's like, go to the pharmacy, turn left. And Aruna and Natalia do that. And then Lulu and Lala take like a roundabout. And I was like, no. And then they get 4th. And I'm like, okay, cool.
It was very just me.
I was happy to see it because I like the girls. And I don't dislike Aruna and Natalia. But this is their, 4th chance?
When I tell you a cat with 9 fucking lives.
And I don't
dislike them. They gotta go. Just come on. Like, come on, stop. Just rip the Band-Aid off. Like, let's go.
Truly, I was like, I think I said it in our last episode too. I was like, if they get last, for the love of God, just send them home. I don't care if it's 2. I don't care if it's 2 non-elimination legs. And then like the 4th place elimination. I don't care. Just like
it's too much. It's just like,
because how much do you want to bet that they're going to end up somehow squeaking by in the next leg, and someone we like is going to end up going home?
Because, okay, I really am rooting for everyone except for the boys, just because, like, you know. But I feel like that's going to happen, because, like, how I view it is the flight attendants, you know, I don't know. I'm at like a mixture of the 2. I don't know. It could be really anyone's game, because like you said, any little competition, maybe next episode we'll get introduced to like a U-turn. Maybe.
Well, I feel like I don't think it was, because I don't think it was mentioned.
I fear that a robbery is gonna occur soon.
Yeah, because I feel like normally when a U-turn is coming, it's mentioned, and I don't even think, honestly, I watched the preview. I'm gonna be really honest. I don't think I
didn't watch the
did.
preview.
So we're going into next leg with who knows what's gonna
Like,
happen.
right? Because any little slip up, you think you like, you know how we were thinking like Ryan and Desi were like, that's the team to beat, and then they got like fudged over with the whole cheese thing. Like you just don't know. You just really don't know with these games.
Yeah. So I did look it up. We are headed to Greece in the next episode. So we're leaving Corsica. We're headed to Greece, which we did think when we found out about the whole, 19-month pit stop, the longest pit stop ever. We figured it would probably, once they started in Europe, we kind of figured they were going to just stay in Europe. And that seems to be the case, which again, I'm not mad at because I love European scenery. So, like, I'm not mad, and I understand. So,
definitely some places I'm looking at, and I'm like, that's so pretty. So, if any, like, Amazing Race, like, CBS producers want to give us a free trip.
Sure.
Something,
We'll go with the Travelocity roaming gnome. I'll take that little gnome wherever you want me to.
Sponsor this podcast. Let us know.
Oh, Kim and Penn won a trip somewhere. I don't remember where it was.
To Turkey.
Oh, it was Turkey. I was thinking.
Wanted to go to Turkey. I'm like,
right? Sure, cool.
I was like, is that really a place you said? Like, I want to go to Turkey specifically, but
like, honestly,
for being able to travel.
Honestly, Corsica might be in my like top 5 now of like places to visit.
Mine's anywhere that's not in the United States. Please take me somewhere.
That part. I mean, wherever Eurovision is next year, I'm gonna try to go. So
I just want to go somewhere where I just want to like take in like the ocean view, the mountains, like everything. I want to maybe get like attacked by a goat.
Sure.
Roll a rock.
Maybe some goat yoga, perhaps.
Yes. I want to make cheese in the mountains.
I want to
ask for.
I want to climb up the cliffs in Switzerland to where I can stand in one point and see 6 countries at once. Sure. Totally. Yeah, absolutely. But yes, we are headed to Greece in the next episode. I'm excited for that. And we've got more Amazing Race on the horizon. Again, happy the season is happening. This was another just kind of meh episode, but
next episode, someone's got to go.
And I hope it's the boys.
Send them all home.
Well, okay, so if this is episode 7, realistically, there would be an elimination next episode and an elimination after that to make it to episode 10, which would be the finale. So I feel like this may have been the last non-elimination, which I'm happy for, but also, like, if my faves end up last, I'm going to be sad. So,
like I said, I'm like, I just fear there's a robbery, and I'm just like, so sick.
Right.
But it must be done. That's the name of the game. Only one team can win $1 million.
And I hope it's some combination of women.
Listen, and if any of the teams who won are watching, hey,
and because of this blog that's been ranking Amazing Race podcast, go check that out. I guess.
Listen. Jesus had haters too. No.
Well, no, because of that, I found out that Kim and Penn are doing recaps for the season as well as Lulu and Lala. And I believe Arun and Natalia are doing them as well, yeah. So like go check all them out. I've watched a few of Lulu and Lala's because they're entertaining. But yeah, obviously Kim and Penn have been doing it for their YouTube channel. So
which they did. Shout out to them because their YouTube channel be popping off. They did like a We Don't Talk About Bruno, but it's We Don't Talk About COVID. Shout out to y'all.
So cute.
So freaking cute.
It's so cute.
And family's just, I'm like, you guys are so cute, like adorable.
Yes. We love to see it. Honestly, if they were to do a family season of Amazing Race again, because they did that at one point, like early on, if they were to do another family season, like honestly, throw Kim and Penn and their kids on there. That'd be cute as hell.
Of course. Of course.
Absolutely.
I would love to see that. I think that'd be so adorable.
Right. So with that, that's all we've got today. It's a short one, which I love.
Sweet and simple.
Because I'm hungry and I got food waiting, so I'm like, it's over there.
I have some maggot cheese that I need to taste.
No.
As I look for fish under the water and
I have to
broken net.
I was gonna say I've got my fixed net. Someone fixed my net, so I have to go catch some fish. Yeah. So as always, that's what we think about this week of The Amazing Race. But what do y'all think? Let us know in the comments. Follow us on Twitter at @thecup_reality for all the most up-to-date Cup news. Follow both of us and all of our amazing guests and co-hosts. All the links will be available below. And with that, my cup is empty, but I'm still going to cheers with it.
No more tea. It's all been drank.
No more tea. It's all gone. So, cheers, my love.
Clink, 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 bitch.
Goodbye. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now.
So long. Farewell. Bye. Goodbye.
Okay, y'all taking a little too long.
Bye. Bye.